Top 10 cheapest countries in Asia for you to explore in 2023. Number 10. Thailand. Thailand is another country in Asia that is a must-visit. The country attracts millions of travelers from around the world each year, especially those on a budget. Spending at least 1 week to 10 days in Thailand is recommended, as there is so much to see and do. Thailand is known to have gorgeous islands, jungles, beaches, and famous cultural sites. Conveniently, it's an easy country to travel around, making it one of the best destinations for backpackers in Asia. You can find lots of budget-friendly accommodation in Thailand, with food and transport also very affordably priced. Your daily budget can range from as low as $25 to as high as $70, depending on accommodation and activity choices. Meals cost an average of $3, drinks are about $2, and accommodation can be found for $7 to $10 per night. Number 9. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is home to the world's longest beach, the largest mangrove swamp, and many other stunning natural attractions. When exploring the country, you can also visit numerous landmarks, like forts and temples. Dhaka, the country's capital, is a popular city to visit. However, there are many other areas to check out, such as Sundarbans National Park, which is home to endangered species like Bengal tigers. With many cheap restaurants, accommodation options, and transportation methods, you can easily get by on a daily amount of $25 to $30. Standard accommodation will cost approximately $5 to $10, and meals are around $1 to $5, depending on if you get street food or a sit-down meal. Number 8. Vietnam. Vietnam is a backpacker's paradise and a popular destination for those looking to explore cities and more rural villages. In addition, the country draws in millions of budget travelers each year as everything in Vietnam is affordable, from transportation to accommodation and dining. Most visitors to Vietnam will spend a few days in Ho Chi Minh City and about 24 hours in Hanoi. Both cities are a great starting point for a tour of Vietnam, beginning your trip in one city and following the coast to reach the other. In Vietnam, $25 can get you quite far each day. With this amount, you can enjoy delicious meals in excellent restaurants and stay in nicer than average accommodations. Private rooms cost around $15, and meals are only a few dollars each. Number 7. Mongolia. Mongolia isn't usually the first place that comes to mind when thinking of must-visit countries in Asia. However, if you have time to spare and are on a budget, do not pass up visiting this beautiful country. Mongolia is full of natural beauty, which is mostly preserved today. The country is still growing its tourism sector, and its tourism marketing and tourist infrastructure are in the early stages. Despite this, the location has much to offer, and it's a fantastic destination for those that like going to unique places where they can mix with locals and learn about different cultures. Regarding budgets, you have nothing to worry about. Accommodation and transportation can be cheap, especially if you share the costs with other travelers. Daily spending can range from as low as $20 to upwards of $50, depending on how you like to travel and what type of tours you opt for. Number 6. Indonesia. Indonesia is a stunning country featuring many striking tropical islands. With more than 17,000 islands, each has a different experience to offer, with differences in culture, food, and even language. Komodo National Park is one of the most visited places in Indonesia that you have to add to your bucket list. The park is a beautiful place to see, with impressive hills and majestic landscapes. As the name suggests, it's also home to many Komodo dragons and is one of the only places in the world to see them in the wild. Probably the most well-known destination in the country that many visitors flock to is Bali. This area is famous for its surfing spots, beautiful beaches, and nightlife. You'll also discover many stunning waterfalls and rainforest hiking trails that are a must on any Bali bucket list. Visitors to Indonesia can plan for an average daily budget of $20 to $30 per person. This amount includes accommodation, transportation, and meals. Number 5. Nepal. Nepal is another country in Asia that escapes the bucket list of most travelers when it should be a must-visit destination. The beautiful country's jungles, snow-capped mountains, and lakes make you appreciate the importance of nature, and exploring these areas is a memorable, once-in-a-lifetime experience. Notably, Nepal is home to the world's highest mountain above sea level, Mount Everest, located in the Salukhambhu district. Because of the mountains in the country, it's the perfect hiking destination for outdoor activity enthusiasts. Additionally, you'll see a wide range of wildlife here, including numerous bird species, crocodiles, and even Bengal tigers and protected Indian leopards. Exploring Nepal is very affordable, with the most expensive activities being around Mount Everest. You can spend as little as $20 a day, with $30 being the average for those watching their spending. Number 4. Malaysia. One of the most popular holiday destinations in Southeast Asia is Malaysia. With many beautiful beaches, modern cities, national parks, and ancient architectural masterpieces, you'll never have a dull moment while exploring Malaysia. In Malaysia, you can discover various activities to enjoy, many of which you may not associate with a trip to this country. For example, many wouldn't think that hiking is popular here. However, Malaysia actually has some fantastic hiking spots, like Mount Kinabalu. Of course, there are also many bustling cities to visit, with Kuala Lumpur being the most frequented. Despite Malaysia's capital having numerous attractions, and you can easily explore Kuala Lumpur in 48 hours. A daily budget runs from $20 and up for accommodation, food, and transportation. If you're good at budgeting and don't want to splurge on a tour, you can expect to spend $20 to $25 per day, with accommodation around $3 to $6 per night. Food is generally around $3 or less per meal, and alcoholic drinks run up to $4 per beverage. Number 3. Cambodia. Another of the fantastic budget-friendly countries in Asia is Cambodia. Because of Cambodia's central location in Southeast Asia, it also makes a great first stop for those planning a multi-country tour of Asia. To discover the real Cambodia that everyone loves, you must check out the rural parts of the country. These areas are where you'll notice the warm hospitality of the locals and the beautiful landscapes of the rivers and farmlands. However, you can't miss the popular big cities in the country either. For example, spending a few days in Phnom Penh is a must. You'll also want to check out Siem Reap, which has gorgeous temples built during the Khmer era. Conveniently, you can explore Siem Reap in only 3 days and see most of the famous temples here. Cambodia is one of the cheapest countries to visit in Asia, and you can maintain a daily budget of $20 per day. On average, accommodation costs $5 to $10 per night, with food averaging $3 for a meal. If you want to explore Angkor Wat, you can also get a 3-day pass for $60, which is well worth it. Number 2. Laos. Laos is another of the affordable countries in Asia to visit that is still developing its tourism sector. However, the country has lots to offer visitors and is a must-visit location. Whether you're looking for one Asian country to visit or are planning a multiple-month Southeast Asia itinerary, Laos has to be on your list of destinations to consider. Some popular cities and towns in Laos include Vientiane, Luang Prabang, and Vang Vieng. In terms of things to see, you have to plan a trip to at least one or two of the country's waterfalls. Even though Laos is landlocked, it's surrounded by striking waterfalls, like Khon Phaphang Falls on the Cambodian border and Quang Si Falls in Luang Prabang. When visiting the falls, you can also hike through jungles and swim in the pools beneath the waterfalls. Traveling around Laos is relatively cheap, and you can budget just $15 to $25 per day if you manage your money well. You can also spend a little more on tours and accommodation, with higher-end lodging and unique excursions available to book. Standard accommodation costs around $10 or $5 for a dorm, and a meal is approximately $5. Number 1. India. India is one of the best cheap places to visit in Asia for those looking for a destination full of diversity, unique attractions, and world-famous landmarks. There are numerous cities to consider visiting in India, including Goa, Delhi, and Mumbai. Of course, planning a trip to Agra to see the Taj Mahal, the most visited landmark in the country, is also a must. Accommodation, transport, and meals are very affordable in India, and you can get by with only 15 to 20 US dollars. Lodging is generally around 4 to 5 US dollars per night, while food can be less than $1 up to 5 US dollars. Remember to put some extra money aside to enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime tour. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting top videos.